Hello all, hope you're doing well. So we are going to discuss about functional groups in this video. So first we will define what a functional group is. So functional group can be an atom or a group of atom which are majorly responsible for the chemical properties of an organic compound. So let's say if we talk about methane and we have added any group, let's say G over here is our any functional group. So we are going to substitute with this hydrogen, so this will become CH3G. So over here what is happening, so any kind of atom or any kind of group of atoms that you're going to add in the hydrocarbon chain, that is majorly responsible for the chemical properties, so it is going to change the properties of the entire hydrocarbon chain. That's why we call them as derivatives of hydrocarbons. So there are many functional groups. I'll be at least covering the basic ones in this video. Rest, I'll be keep on uploading different videos on different functional groups in the future. So now we can say that this CH3 group can be responsible for the physical properties. Now this is a very small chain, but it can even have a longer chain. It can be, you can say, a bulky chain also. So responsible for the physical properties. So generally, it's not always the case, but generally, let's say most of the functional groups do alter the properties of hydrocarbons. Now, coming to the very first functional group. Now, what we are studying before moving ahead, there are two types of functional groups, or not functional groups, organic compounds. So, one are monofunctional, another are polyfunctional. So, what we are discussing in this video is monofunctional organic compounds. So, monofunctional organic compounds. So, these are compounds having only one functional group. So now moving to the first part over here. So we are going to discuss about carboxylic acid. So carboxylic acids are nothing but organic acids. So we represent carboxylic acid with the alkyl chain because this chain can vary over here. And carboxylic acid we write like this, C, or we can even write like this, COOH. So it's an organic acid. So either you write like this or this way. This is an open structure, you can say that the bond between oxygen and hydrogen over here is going to be single covalent bond. And if you see this part, this group C double bond O, this is called as carbonyl group. So carbonyl group, and there is one OH group bonded to the same carbon. And for monofunctional organic compounds, it's going to be most of the time terminal functional group. There can be a COOH group somewhere in the middle of the hydrocarbon chain also, but those kind of organic compounds, those kind of you can say structures that we'll be discussing later on when we are going to discuss about polyfunctional organic compounds. So terminal functional group, at least for monofunctional organic compounds. Now the name, when it comes to the name, we write carboxylic acid as alkanoic acid. So the suffix that you can see over here is oic acid. Alk is a word root, ane is a primary suffix. That means we are talking about only those structures which are having single covalent bonds. We are not talking, obviously, except for this part where the double covalent bond is between carbon and oxygen. So I'm talking about alkanes majorly. So oic acid is a suffix. Then coming to the general molecular formula. So general molecular formula of carboxylic acid is CnH2nO2. Now coming to the first homologue. If somebody is going to ask you what is the first homologue of carboxylic acid series, what is the simplest carboxylic acid that we know, so the very first one is going to be the same. So I'll be writing like this, COOH, and in order to complete the covalency of this carbon, we just have to introduce one hydrogen over here. So this is what we call as methanoic acid. And the common name that we have is formic acid. Now, one thing we need to understand for at least monofunctional organic compounds, we need to see that this carbon, I'm talking about this carbon, is going to be counted in the main parent chain. We have to consider this carbon. Now, there are many rules when it comes to, you can say, nomenclature of carboxylic acid, where COH group can be multiple times introduced in the organic compound. Then the ruling changes. That we'll discuss in the future videos, but not in this video. For today's video, it is only about monofunctional organic compounds. So the second member will be having two carbon. So one is going to be COH, another is going to be CH3. So this is called as eth. Eth meaning two carbon, ane all single bond, and oic acid, ethanoic acid, or we even call it commonly as acetic acid. Acetic acid is one of the major component. Majorly, it's the maximum, you can say, whole component only it's present. It's acetic acid in water when it comes to vinegar. Vinegar has many other things also, but acetic acid is something which is one major component in it. Now, then we go to the third homologue or the third member. So you keep on increasing the carbon chain length. So this is propanoic acid. So propanoic acid, butanoic acid, pentanoic acid, keep on going like that. So you are going to introduce one CH2 unit every time. That's how we discussed in the homologous series in the previous videos. You can check on my channel also. Now, once we have discussed about this carboxylic acid, and do remember carboxylic acid is having one OH group, if you can see this, and one carbonyl group. So COOH. So the bonding, if you open it, it should be something like this. Now you don't have to be confused. Sometimes they ask you questions based on this representation, COOH group. Sometimes they ask you like this. Now most of the kids out there, they confuse. They think, okay, this is, maybe this is keto group, because now I have just introduced one functional group, but in the coming minutes I'll be introducing about aldehydes, ketones, and sometimes all these things mess up in your brain and you have to focus. What's the difference between all these? So carboxylic acid is the one where you have double bond oxygen and this OH group present on the same carbon. Now let's try to understand other functional group. Next that we are going to discuss is about aldehydes. Now aldehydes are represented as CHO with the alkyl chain. This R I have not introduced over here. This is nothing but the alkyl chain. So if this is your you can say carboxylic acid, so this will be R group. This is going to be R group, right? So aldehydes are represented by this, or you can open this structure. So this will be carbonyl group again, and only one hydrogen. So if you see the difference between aldehydes and carboxylic acid, you have one oxygen atom in aldehydes and two oxygen atom in carboxylic acid. But what is a common thing? This can be a good MCQ. This can be a good objective question. What is a common thing, you can say entity or anything between aldehydes and carboxylic acid? So your answer should be this. They both are having this carbonyl group, that is C double bond O. And again, since we are discussing about monofunctional organic compound, this is a terminal functional group as of monofunctional organic compound. So there is no extra oxygen over here. The general name that we follow, that is alkanol. Alk is a word root, ane is a primary suffix, Ul is a secondary suffix when it comes to aldehydes. They are very much understood, or you can say identified, with the suffix ul. Then we come to the general molecular formula. So that is going to be CnH2nO. So if you can see carboxylic acid over here, you have two oxygen atoms, right? And rest is exactly same. And over here in aldehydes, it's one oxygen atom. So again, we are going to write its first homologue. You have to represent this carbon CHO, and this carbon is going to be counted in the main parent chain. This is only one carbon. So we are going to write it as methanol, and the common name is formaldehyde. So what do you need to do in order to understand this? Formic acid, you remove ic acid, you add aldehyde. So the name will become formaldehyde. Right? Now we go to the second homologue. So second homologue, add another carbon chain. So this will become ethanol, or we call it as acetaldehyde. So acidic acid, remove ic acid, add aldehyde, it will become acetaldehyde. Then we go to the third, propanol, butanol, pentanol, and so on. Keep on doing that, right? Now, the main confusion comes in when we are always writing any kind of organic compound with the functional group in this format, in the molecular formula. Then we need to predict whether they are talking about aldehydes, whether they are talking about ketones, carboxylic acid, or what. Because now what next I'm going to introduce over here are nothing but ketones. Ketones are having the same general molecular formula, that is CnH2nO. So aldehydes and ketones, they have the same molecular formula but different functional group, and we call these kind of compounds as isomers. No doubt isomers I'll be taking up in a separate video, but I can just introduce you what isomers are. Iso in chemistry stands for something similar, same. Isomers are those organic compounds having same molecular formula but different structure. So in this case, different structure, different functional group also. So aldehydes and ketones, they are definitely isomers of each other, but if you say the very first homologue of aldehyde and ketone are going to be same, then the answer is no. So you'll understand in a minute. So general name. These are very minute details that we need to keep in mind, because sometimes in the hustle of learning something more, in the hustle of learning something advanced, we try to ignore very simple basics, and when those questions come in your main exam, you just go blank, and then you regret that why I couldn't study the very simple ones. I was more focusing on the tough part, and I was not focusing on the easy part, which I thought was easy, but now I've forgotten. So general name over here is alkanone. So alk is a word root, ane is a primary suffix, one is it's not one, it's one, alkanone. One is a secondary suffix. So one is something which help us identify ketones, in the name at least. Then how do we represent? It's carbon double bond and R. So this R are nothing but the alkyl groups. They can be same. If they are same, we call them as symmetrical ketones. If they are different, then we call them as unsymmetrical ketones. So over here again, one common thing that we are still looking at over here in aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid is the presence of carbonyl group. That is the reason we always try to study these three functional groups in one chapter, because of the similarity of this carbonyl group which is present in all the three functional group. So it's aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acid, that one chapter that you study in your 12th grade. Then the very first homologue, if we talk about, so CH3, C double bond O, CH3. This is called as propanone. So if you see what kind of isomer, can you have an isomer or between aldehydes and ketones with the same molecular formula carrying two carbon atoms? Then the answer is no. But if it is three carbon atoms, definitely we can have, like if you say propanol and propanone can act as functional isomers of each other. So the formula for these will be C3H6O, CnH2nO. That's a general molecular formula. So the second homologue, if we talk about, so this is just increase the carbon chain length. So this is called as butanone. Now we can actually write as butane 2-one also, but even if you introduce the carbonyl bond on this carbon, then I'll start the numbering from right hand side. If we have introduced a carbonyl group over here, then I'll start the numbering from this carbon. So in any ways, the name will always be butane 2-one. So no need to write 2 over here. It's understandable. It has to be butanone. Then we go to the third homologue. So 5 carbon. And then we can introduce the carbonyl group over here. So now if you see over here, this is pentane 2-one, because I can make another isomer. I can just change the position of the carbonyl group to this third carbon also. Then it will become pentane 3-one. So there's just a change in the position, but the molecular formula will remain same, right? IUPAC name will change, but they are still going to be isomers. Then we go to the fourth functional group. Those are alcohols. So when we talk about alcohols, we represent ROH. The general name that we have is alkanol. Alk is a word root, a in primary suffix, ol is a secondary suffix. And the general molecular formula. CnH2n plus 2O. Or you can even write like this, CnH2n plus 1 OH. Both are okay, but this makes more sense because then you will be able to identify alcohols from a molecular structure or molecular formula also. Now next, so first homologue. Now before moving to alcohols, I just want to say about ketones. You can say it comes in the middle. So we can say not a terminal functional group. Right? Then we go to alcohols. So alcohols can come anywhere. They can come in the middle of the chain. They can come on the terminals. Depends what kind of structure we have. So the first homologue that we have is having only one carbon atom, and you need to replace one of the hydrogen from methane, just like we did in the beginning. G, any functional group. So OH group is an alcoholic group. So this is called as methanol. Or the common name is going to be alkyl alcohol. So methyl alcohol. Then second homologue is going to be ethanol, or we can call it as ethyl alcohol. So third homologue, propanol, butanol, pentanol, keep on going like that. Now next we go to ethers. Now since we are doing alcohols, so I'll continue with ethers in order to understand. So in this video I'm taking simple example because let's not jump into the complex structures just like that, because if you are not able to understand the basics, again I'm repeating that, but we need to understand the rules in a, you can say, in such a way that you just cover all the basics first, then you go to the complex ones. So ether examples also, I'm going to take simple ones, not the complex one. So the complex ones we can talk about in the practice questions. So ethers, now ethers are represented as r o r dash. So again, r is not equal to r dash, so these are going to be unsymmetrical ethers, or if they are equal, symmetrical ethers. So we go with the name alkoxy alkane. That's a general name. Now the general molecular formula. That is going to be CnH2n plus 2 O. So we can say that ethers and alcohols are functional isomers of each other, and you can just write one single note over here. Aldehydes and ketones are functional isomers of each other. So not all. You have to remember aldehydes and ketones can be functional isomer. Minimum we require for ketone to exist, minimum we require 3 carbon atoms. So we can't have a ketone when it comes to 2 carbon or 1 carbon. Please remember that. When you have a ketone, you have carbon on both sides. When you have an aldehyde, it's on the terminal. Again, keep in mind another thing, it's all about monofunctional organic compounds. We are not discussing about polyfunctional in this video. Then we come to this ethers part. Now what is over here? I'm going to write alkoxyalkane just to understand. So alkoxy is something called as a shorter chain which is present on either side of the oxygen. This oxygen I'm talking about. And alkane is a main parent chain which is longer chain. So let's take an example. So simplest ether. So over here it's something called as methoxy methane. So if you see on either side of this oxygen, you have just one carbon. So for both of them, the word root, it can be same. It can be same, it can be different depending upon the situation. But we always follow this rule for the simple ethers that alkoxy is going to have a shorter chain, word root, and alkane is going to be longer chain. So methoxy methane. Now if we take another example. So if you see on either side of oxygen, this is a shorter chain. And if you see this is a longer chain having 2 carbon. 2 carbon is eth, 1 carbon is meth. So alkoxy will be shorter chain. So this will be called as methoxy ethane. Now again, if we have a situation where on both the sides it's same, then you don't have any competition. Then you are going to use the same word root. So that's going to be ethoxy ethane. Then if we have this structure, so this is 2 carbon on this side, eth, this is 3 carbon, prop. So this will be ethoxy propane. So I hope you have understood at least how to name the simple ethers. Then so when it comes to ethers, again, we can't have a single carbon when it comes to ethers and alcohols, which can act as a functional isomer. So we need minimum 2 carbon atoms for ethers and alcohols to exist as a functional isomer. So you have to remember that. Then we go to esters. This is going to be your 6th functional group. So esters are compounds having fruity smell. They are also present in your perfumes. So the general name, that is alkanoic acid. Alk is a word root, ane is a primary suffix, oic acid is, sorry, my mistake, it's not alkanoic acid. I was thinking about carboxylic acids, because carboxylic acids and esters, they have the same functional group. So the general name over here is alkyl alkanoate. So again, the methodology that we follow for naming, alkyl comes under the shorter chain, and the structure R C double bond O R dash. So if you see the carboxylic acid, it's COH. You are just replacing H and you're putting another alkyl group. That's the ester. So we can even say that esters and carboxylic acids are functional isomers of each other. So I have not written the definition anywhere, but yes, I just said that. So I hope you have listened. Anyways, so now general name alkyl alkanoate. So if you can see, carboxylic acid and ethers have this particular structure which is in common. So just hydrogen is replacing with one alkyl group. General name is this. Now let's try to understand the general molecular formula. So general molecular formula is going to be the same of carboxylic acid, CnH2nO2. So you can see one thing, for this structure to exist, this carbon can also be counted in the main chain. That's not a problem, but you need one alkyl group, at least one minimum carbon on this side. Even if you don't have carbon on this side, that's okay. So let's try to take one example. So if you see over here, on like we were talking about ethers and we were talking about one of the oxygen which was a heteroatom in the hydrocarbon chain. Now over here the heteroatom is this one. So you have to see this carbon and you have to see this carbon. So whatever long chains you can have on this side, on the right hand side, left side, you have to figure it out. So alkyl is always going to have something called as shorter chain which is present on either side of oxygen. Alkanoate is going to be the longer chain. See, there can be a lot of twists and turns when it comes to nomenclature. Do not follow one way. So even that's why I never say that this thing is always going to be this only. There cannot be some twist and turns. The twists and turns are all about chemistry. That's why we call it as a mystery. Anyways, so over here, alkyl alkanoate. So in both the cases we have just one carbon, so we will call it as methyl methanoate. So next, if we talk about the structure, now if you see, this is two carbon chain, right? This is going to come under longer chain. This is one carbon. So this will be called as methyl ethanoate. Now if we have two carbon, now if I write like this, then also you need to identify it. Sometimes most of the kids out there, they just picture or map something in their brain like this, and if we give question something like this, then they are not able to understand, or vice versa. Sometimes they are very habituated looking at, you can say, the ester like this, or not like this. So have some proper, you can say, clarified image in your brain when it comes to different function groups, because sometimes when you are studying about it for the first time, it can be very confusing. So you need to organize that in your brain, what aldehydes are, what carboxylic acids are, what ketones are, only if you want to study chemistry, right? Okay, so we have two carbon chain over here and two carbon chain over here also, and we will call this as ethyl ethanoate, right? So last which I am discussing over here is about halogens. and the priority order, then we'll end this video. So this is halogens come under the prefix, they never come under the suffix. So we use the prefix as halo. So we can have fluoro, iodo, chloro, bromo. So all these halogens are always going to come under prefix, but they are a functional group, but they will come under prefix. And do remember this small priority order when it comes to naming. So the first, like, I'm not giving you the priority order for the polyfunctional organic compounds. This is a very simple and general priority order. So you have to give the highest priority, that means lowest locant carbon position, to the functional group. And then you have to give priority to double or triple bond. Then in the last you have alkyl groups or any other prefix. So that prefix can be alkyl groups or prefix can be halogens. It can be many other prefixes are there. Like if you say ester methoxy is a prefix in that. If you talk about NO2 group, that is nitro, that is also a prefix. So many are there that we can discuss in the later videos. So I'll not extend this video more because I want you to have just half an hour video, not more than that, but I think I have exceeded it. So we'll see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you like, and please share. Thank you so much.